Hi guys, this is Andrew from Russia. Recently I've watched a film called Captain Volkonogov Escaped, which has made a lot of noise, especially in Russia, and it's just something. In fact, the film was made 2 years ago, and in Europe it has been already shown for quite a long time. But in Russia, the film made its triumphant debut at the film festival, and then suddenly it just disappeared. Why is this movie so relevant these days and impossible to find it either in the cinema or in the streaming services in Russia? We'll explain in this video. Let's go. It's worth starting with the fact that the film was shot with the support of the Russian Ministry of Culture and was made specially for the 78th Venice Film Festival, where it premiered in September 2021. The film, as well as its creators and actors, were awarded various international and domestic awards, including the Audience Award of the main Russian festival Kino Tower in the same 2021. However, for all that, Captain Volkonogov was never released to the Russian film distribution, and only now, a year and a half after its creation, it appeared unofficially on network resources. And I need to say that as far as the film is brilliant, it is so unrealistic to present it in Russian cinema theaters today. What is the plot? The location is Soviet Petersburg, which was called Leningrad at that time. This is sort of an alternative Soviet Union in 1938, where NKVD offices wear red sweatpants with stripes, the streets are full of graffiti with paintings by Malevich, Filonov and others, and airships flying over the city. The main character is Captain Fyodor Volkonogov, which serves in NKVD. His duties include brutally torturing those who fell into the clutches of the system, knocking out confessions, and then shooting them. It cannot be said that he revels in violence, rather he accepts the rules of the game. At one point, watching the mysterious death of his boss, he realizes that soon the system will get rid of him, so he decides to run away. At the same time, a mystical theme develops. A colleague from hell comes to him and tells that in order not to end up in hell for eternal torment, Captain Volkonogov must receive at least one forgiveness from the relatives of the repressed people. Volkonogov steals from the office a folder with personal files of those who were shot through his fault, and he begins to seek forgiveness, at the same time trying not to fall into the clutches of the NKVD. But, of course, finding forgiveness, to put it mildly, is not easy. Well, I won't spoil the plot, but I definitely recommend you to watch it. Why was the film banned? The film clearly describes the horrors of Stalin's repressions, although here no one says Stalin's name, and even the hammer and sickle does not appear anywhere. In addition, interesting phrases are heard in the film from the leaders of the NKVD to their subordinates, such as "the country is in the ring of enemies," reminiscent of something, right? And it is necessary to find the enemies of the people before they commit a crime. As a result, hundreds and thousands of citizens shot without guilt. You may have a logical question: how could such a film be sponsored by the Russian Ministry of Culture? We must take into account that the script, directed by Merkulova, Chupov and Estonian cameraman Mart Taniel, began to claim the support of the Russian state much earlier than in the crazy 2022. Back in 2019, and even more so in 2018, it was not forbidden to talk about Stalinism as a separate and mournful period in Russian history. Let me remind you that in 2018, Russia hosted the World Cup and almost visa-free admitted a huge numbers of foreigners who, along with the Russians, danced on the streets of cities with songs and hugs. Amazing time, by the way, and less than 5 years ago, God. In 2020, Russian officials celebrated the 70th anniversary of the European Convention on Human Rights, the one from which they left with a scandal in 2023. Therefore, at that time, such a film, although it was definitely bold, was still not something seditious. But after February 2022, a film about the search for internal traitors, repression, torture, insidious system, total propaganda built on the belief that there are enemies around the country. Wow, imagine it in the Russian cinema these days. This even sounds crazy. So, what really happened? The film was named the best according to the audience view at the Russian main film festival. Then it went around the world. At the International Film Festival in Philadelphia, the film also won the main prize. But in Russia, it was deleted. No one declared the film was banned actually. There were no statements, directors and actors were not declared as foreign agents, nothing, just silence. And it seems to me that with the current political course in Russia, Captain Volkonogov Escaped will remain only in the shadow segment of the internet. And yet it's already great that people can watch it somehow. Thanks guys for watching. If you also have watched this movie, write me in the comments what you think about this film. And also what would you like to see in the next video. So, all the best, bye bye.